So I'm not sure if you know this already, but the whole Earth has been through something called a solar maximum. And a solar maximum has different types of effects on your health. So if you've been experiencing any heart issues, if you've been experiencing like pancreatic issues, if you've been experiencing issues with acidity, if you've been experiencing issues with maybe migraines, headaches, maybe also irritability, extreme fatigue, solar maximums can make you feel like that. It also affects respiratory issues. So if you already have an existing issue with breathing, lung capacity, maybe there's lesions, maybe there's scar tissue built up in your lungs, maybe you've gone through COVID, things like that. So your body is affected quite hectically with solar maximums. Wherever there's a weaker system, so say if you already have maybe diabetes, if you already have had any heart issues in the past, these things tend to flare up around this time. If you also have chronic pain, chronic issues, chronic back pain, chronic pain in the knees, things like that. Eye pressure is a big one and a common one. You've experienced flare-ups around this time. However, we are actually leaving a solar maximum to go into a solar minimum. And so the sun is almost going in this like rest phase, and it's going to be for a couple of years. But the thing is, a solar minimum would still affect our bodies. You can experience things like headaches again, you can experience fatigue, quite a lot of fatigue. Not to mention, it's not just the solar activity, it's also going to be the weather. So you can also predict that the weather is going to be pretty outrageous because we are entering a solar minimum. When you go through all these cycles with the sun, your diet has to be very, very specific. So you would have to be eating, well, more raw enzymes than anything. Cooked food is good, but the problem with digestion, and if you think about it, a lot of people who have issues with digestion do not have enough raw enzymes, meaning we need some of our foods to be in raw form. Not all our foods need to be cooked. So yeah, we are talking about salads, we're talking about things like coleslaw, things like just your Mediterranean dishes as well, chickpeas, boiled foods, paired with raw enzymes work really, really well for repairing your gut and also for giving your digestion a break and helping it to feel more at ease. Now back to the solar minimum. While you could experience also again some health issues, very important to note that your diet will have to support the activity of the sun so that you don't feel the full effects of solar minimum activity on your health. What that would look like is, again, like raw enzymes. We're looking more at the like Mediterranean style of eating. Avoid things like heavy cheeses, avoid things like excess white refined flour, which I promise you is the enemy of most people's guts. Avoid excess fizzy drinks as well. Make sure that you have a higher intake of water and that you are avoiding too much of carbonated stuff, which will most likely, yes, it will make you feel bloated, but also it does affect your stomach acid. You are going to need enough stomach acid to digest food, to make sure that you're breaking down things and that you are actually absorbing things into your bloodstream. Because remember, we need the quality of our blood to actually be good, because depending on the quality of your blood, it would tell us what's going on in your endocrine system. So your endocrine system houses things like your liver and your kidney and your adrenals and your gallbladder, and so all those vital organs are housed in the endocrine system. And so your blood is carrying two vital things, right? It's carrying oxygen and nutrients. So you need those two things at high quality to get to your organs and to feed it the nutrition that it needs so that it can give you your most optimal self, your most optimal energized self. It can help your little mitochondria and your cellular health, and and you can be a thriving person working at 100%. And what often happens is people are not working at 100%. You're working more at 50% because your organ health is poor. You're not absorbing nutrients very well. You've ended up with excessive toxic waste, and when we go through things like this in terms of like solar maximums, minimums, your body's going to feel the full effects of it, and that's why people have been feeling miserable. So it's very interesting how we are affected just not by the earth, not just by the weather, but also by the moon, by the sun, by what's happening outside our planet. So it's very interesting, but it's also something to be mindful about. It's something to be mindful about in terms of, okay, how do you eat? How do you feed your family? If you're a mother, if you are somebody that is in your household and you cook for your family, make sure that you are giving your family nutrients. Don't really just don't treat your body like a dustbin. Like, be mindful of what you're putting into your body. How do you feel when you put certain things into your body? Don't grab things out of convenience, and how you also alleviate all the going and getting excessive amounts of takeout is that you have to plan. You have to actually sit down, plan your meals. You have to use the days where you have some more time, maybe on a Saturday or a Sunday, or when you're on a day off. Sometimes cook certain meals in bulk, put them in the freezer, do Ziploc bags. If you're in a hurry but you need your nutrients, do things like smoothies. Learn to navigate your schedules, right? Your busy lifestyle and your work and all of that is no excuse to put crap in your body. You've got to be mindful. If you want a healthy, wholesome body, and you want to be working at your optimum, and you want to be making lots of money, and you want to be right up there, you've got to invest in your health. Let me tell you, health is not a luxury. It is not a luxury. You have to be very intentional when you want a certain outcome, especially when it comes to your body, because your body is not going to lie. If you are not handling yourself, it's simply because you've not been putting the right raw materials into your body. So just be mindful of what you're putting into your body is going to support your healing or is going to go against it. And for me right now, I think one of the things I've been battling with is a little bit of fatigue. I really think it's more spiritual than just physical. What I've also been experiencing is a little bit of chronic pain. The moment there's too much of acid in my body, I can feel it. So for me, it's like back to the raw onions and cucumbers and all of that. And at times when you feel the inflammation flaring up, you've got to go back to a good clean diet and raw enzymes and things like that. Also, if you need help with your health and you don't know how to quite navigate like eating healthy and setting up a schedule, setting up a timetable with you, your wife, or your kids, or your husband, if you're confused as to how to start eating healthy, that is literally what I'm here for. I'm a holistic health coach and qualified iridologist. So I help people with meal planning, and I help people with physical treatment that I do. It's the detox and drainage. I also do a health assessment that can be done remotely from the comfort of your home, or you can do it in person with me. So I'm based in Durban, by the way. So if you need help, DM me and we can do a consultation over call. But hopefully this information was something that you found helpful and educational. Cool. See you soon.